When it comes to encounters between criminals and the police, there are various ways suspects may try to escape, including using violent methods. However, some resort to more unconventional approaches, attempting to seduce and flirt with officers to avoid facing legal consequences. Let's delve into some detailed incidents where individuals tried these tactics. In the early morning hours of the 30th of October, a Florida police officer had an unexpected encounter with Naomi Furrer. The cop observed Naomi's vehicle at a red light, behaving suspiciously as it nearly crossed the stop line, with expired plates adding to the officer's concerns.
Okay, the tags on the car expired back in March.
Yes, sir.
Or April, I'm sorry. And your license is suspended.
Yes, sir.
Deciding to pull her over, the cop noticed Naomi's strange driving behavior, making him increasingly suspicious. Upon approaching her, the cop discovered she had just come from a Halloween party and brandished a wristband from a local bar.
So where's the club wristband from?
Pardon?
Where's the club wristband
Oh,
from?
that was from the other night. That was from like Friday, I think, or something.
Convinced she might be over the legal alcohol limit, the cop requested Naomi to step out for sobriety tests.
Okay. So just take like 4 or 5 steps back.
Yep.
You're going to take 9 heel-to-toe steps down the fog line.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1.
As the interaction progressed, it became apparent to the officer that Naomi's condition was not merely due to Halloween festivities. Despite her attempts to explain, the cop firmly believed she was well beyond the legal limit. Resolute in his decision, he placed her in cuffs.
Just do me a favor, put your hands behind your back. Put your palms together like you're praying. You're under arrest for DUI. Okay? DUI. Okay.
Please, sir, I can't have a DUI. Please.
Okay.
I'll do everything. I promise. Sir, I'm from Switzerland. I can't have a DUI, please. I don't want to get out of. I don't want to get kicked out of the
Wait until
US.
I have a white female 10-15-71.
I understand. I won't do that until. Please, sir.
You are going to jail for DUI.
Please, sir. Please.
It's out of my hands.
I'll pick myself up. Please, sir. I don't want to go out of the US. Please. Please, sir. It's going to ruin my whole life.
A DUI does not mean that you're going to up and be deported.
Naomi, sensing the severity of her situation, shifted tactics from begging to a more unconventional strategy.
I'll take everything off.
I don't want you to take everything off.
She attempted to seduce the officers. Undeterred, the officers resisted her advances and covered her with a hoodie before transporting her to jail. A subsequent search of Naomi's vehicle uncovered 2 containers of whiskey and a beer. However, at the time of the video's upload, the case remained ongoing, with no charges filed against Naomi. Notably, Naomi's attempt at flirting did not sway the officers. Now, on to Brooke Teague, whose encounter took an unexpected turn. Pulled over for swerving, Brooke and the officer hit it off surprisingly well.
You're making me giggle.
He makes me giggle too. Sorry.
Huntsville?
We're supposed to be professional.
Everybody, let's get it together. All right, stop laughing because you're making me laugh.
I'm not.
All right, seriously.
I'm giggling. You're smiling. I can't help it.
All right, stop.
There are even rumors that they might still be together. In the first minute of conversation, 2 things become clear. Brooke has definitely had more than 1 beer to drink, and the chemistry with the officer is quite apparent.
You want to move your hair a little bit for me? Appreciate it.
These points continue to unfold as the footage progresses. Brooke is taken out for sobriety tests, which end up taking much longer than anticipated.
You're making me giggle. I'm sorry.
He makes me giggle too. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay, you can begin whenever you're ready.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Keep your arms at your side, okay? Out of your pockets.
1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second, 6 second, 7 second, 8 second, 9 second, 10 second, 11, 12, 13.
Despite all the jokes, Brooke fails the sobriety tests and is placed under arrest.
Yeah.
A search of her car reveals nothing significant, just a loose car seat. However, the sparks continue to fly at the police station.
Oh my god, is there a dog?
There is a dog.
Where?
He's over there. Over here. His name is Kolyak.
Kalia?
That's my dog. No, you know that. That's my dog.
Is that your dog? What's his name?
His name is Coach.
Did I go to high school?
What?
Did I go to high school?
I don't think so.
Despite the obvious chemistry, both Brooke and the officer remain professional, moving on with the investigation. The officer has Brooke take a blood alcohol test, revealing a 14% level. A notable number, but about to be overshadowed by the next girl, extremely intoxicated and acting inappropriately with the cops. Let's delve into the story of a 19-year-old girl. Officers observe her weaving between lanes and discarding unknown items out of the window, prompting them to pull her over for a conversation. She identifies herself as a stripper from a bar called Dancers, claiming to be texting her boyfriend or a friend at home with her kids. However, the officers notice something peculiar about her demeanor. Upon closer inspection, her speech is slightly slurred and her eyes appear glazed over.
Did you have anything to drink?
No, I'm 19.
You're 19?
I cannot drink at the strip club, nothing.
Nothing?
No.
You sure?
There's a strong suspicion that this girl has consumed alcohol. Despite her protests, the officers are rather certain she imbibed something the night before, especially when she starts forgetting the time altogether.
What time did you get off at Dancers?
11.
11?
It's an hour and a half away.
You got off at 11? It's 10:23 right now.
Really? Oh.
Not willing to take chances, they request her to step out of the vehicle for a series of sobriety tests.
Are you comfortable doing these sobriety exercises with us?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. Just step out. We'll do it right in this parking lot over here.
We gotta make sure that you're safe out there.
Despite her initial enthusiasm, she doesn't precisely pass with flying colors.
Feet together, arms by your side. You're not gonna start until I tell you to do so, so don't do anything except you gotta look at your foot.
I get what?
You gotta look at your foot, hands by your side.
Look at my foot and count.
Yes.
13, 14, bro, come on. 1015, 1016, 1017, 1018, 1019, 1020, 1021. Bro, come on. This is ridiculous.
Okay, you can stop.
After losing her balance on the final test, the officers decide it's time for an arrest.
Really?
But hold on, the story doesn't end there. On the way back to the patrol vehicle, she mentions that there are weapons in her car.
You found the firearm is in the center console?
Suddenly, her behavior takes a drastic turn. While the officers assert they can conduct a search, they decide to inspect her vehicle. To their surprise, multiple guns and a sizable stack of cash are uncovered. Although it's deemed the cash is likely just tips from the bar, the situation takes a serious turn. However, despite the intriguing twist, she's not off the hook. She gets charged with DUI and slapped with a 9-month probation sentence. The catch? She's underage, making it tricky for the cops to precisely gauge whether she was intoxicated or not. The complexities of this case leave both officers and onlookers puzzled. This next individual, however, didn't handle the situation with the same level of composure. Instead, she resorted to manipulation, attempting to deceive the cop into letting her go. From the start, it's evident that this girl is not having the best night.
Girls that I thought that were my friends are not my friends.
I'm sorry to hear that. Where are you coming from?
Driving 25 miles per hour over the speed limit on a residential road raises eyebrows, and her connection to a place called Knockouts, a gentleman's club, adds another layer of suspicion, especially considering her sparkly outfit and erratic driving. The girl appears distressed, citing a disagreement with her friends back at the bar. The officer remains skeptical, aware of suspects feigning sadness during traffic stops to elicit sympathy and secure a lenient outcome. Despite her attempt to shift the focus away from her reckless driving, the officer isn't buying it. Upon stepping out of the car, the girl continues to break down, diverting the conversation to her friendship issues.
Okay.
With my registration, and I can view my progressive. It just sucks. Like,
Yeah.
a bitch tells me that she's my friend and she's not.
Under further questioning, she confesses to consuming marijuana and alcohol at the club, attributing it to a rough night and her way of coping.
I've been smoking because I'm mad.
Yeah, you're mad?
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
all the friends.
Here, just try to calm down a little bit. So you say that you haven't consumed no alcohol. Just be honest with me. How much alcohol?
What kind of knockouts?
Regrettably for the girl, her attempts to sway the officer by complaining about her personal problems do little to mitigate the situation. She fails all 3 sobriety tests, underscoring the severity of her impairment. Consequently, the only resolution left is for her to be arrested, marking a fitting end to what seemed to be a challenging and troublesome night for her. Making things a bit simpler for the cops, we have Kelly Barton. She wasn't just any driver, she was spotted crashing into a lamppost while transporting a special needs patient. When the police arrived, she already looked worse for wear.
Figure out what we're gonna do, okay?
Yeah, y'all wanna do all this to me.
Well, hold on, let's talk. I didn't say you're going to jail.
You know what? You look like the movie.
Which movie?
What y'all wanna do?
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you a few questions, okay?
What?
Come out over here for me, okay? You can hold my hand if you need to. And I'll let you lean up on my car, okay?
Why is y'all doing this?
Because I have to, alright? So come on out with me, okay? I appreciate you. Just come on out. I'm a pretty nice guy.
What ambulance?
It's coming, but you can't get the ambulance to check you out in here.
Kelly comes clean about having had too much to drink that evening, but conveniently omits the fact that she was the one behind the wheel, despite it being her responsibility as part of her job.
Kelly, did you have anything to drink tonight?
Yeah.
How much?
Above my limit.
Okay. Were you driving?
No.
How'd you get here?
Because I didn't never leave.
Surveillance footage from the gas station, however, paints a different picture, proving her culpability. Now, she faces charges of both DUI and neglect due to the duty she neglected while driving with the patient. As an ambulance arrives to conduct tests on her, Kelly unveils another tactic, repeatedly flirting with all the officers at the scene.
These ambulance people are going to come talk to you real fast, okay?
Talk to who?
To you, make sure you're okay. Let me ask you this.
Check her out here. I don't want to.
You handsome. Look at you handsome.
Do you want the light squad to check you, ma'am?
Yeah. Let them do what they gotta do. Come on, boys.
How you feeling?
Hey. I want the little young boys. Ask me how I'm feeling. Let the little young boys tell me.
He's young. Dude, she doesn't want you, man.
Who don't want me?
Toon doesn't want.
Who don't want me?
I want you. You're good. You're cool with me, okay?
You ain't gotta want me. Let me tell you something. What I would do to you with your blue eyes.
But let me check your blood sugar real quick.
Hey, what is y'all doing to me out here tonight? Here come Gemini. Look at you. You so damn handsome.
Thank you.
Despite her attempts, the test confirmed she was significantly over the legal limits, leading to her arrest for driving while intoxicated. Managing to get her into the police vehicle proves to be a struggle, but eventually she's headed to the police station. Now, if you thought Kelly was audacious, 18-year-old Skylar Fluss takes things to a whole new level. She even goes as far as posting a video to thousands of people boasting about how she got away with a DUI.
I got out of a DUI and got let off with a warning.
Skylar was pulled over for weaving on the road, suggesting possible impairment. In her video, she claims that her flirtatious and quick-witted approach allowed her to trick the officer into letting her off with just a warning. However, the officer recorded the entire interaction on his body camera, telling a different story.
I was coming from my friend's house. I actually just got dumped.
Okay.
So I was like crying and like I'm really upset.
Okay. Were you on your phone and stuff too?
I was trying to call him to get a hold of him because my heart hurts so bad.
Well, I'm just concerned that you were weaving because of alcohol, but if you're on your phone, have you been drinking or anything tonight? No? Okay. Do you have your license, your registration, your proof of insurance?
The deputy hands Skylar a card with the sheriff department's information, but without personal details or an invitation to dinner.
So my information's right here on the front. The reason I stopped you here is on the back. Wherever you're headed, get there safely, and I'm sorry you're having a bad night.
Skylar's video not only features distasteful footage of her laughing and bragging about exploiting the officer's kindness, but also includes an assertion that she blew a 3.8 on the breathalyzer, a dangerously high level.
I blew a 3.8 and he let me off with a warning. And gave me his number and said we should meet for coffee or lunch.
However, the video contradicts this as she wasn't even tested. Despite her initial denial, videos surface of Skylar drinking heavily at a party just hours before driving. Confronted with this evidence, Skylar admits to everything, including the fabrication about the officer asking her out.
I ended up getting a little too intoxicated. I was taking shots all night, and I decided to make the dumb decision to get into my car and drive. I was a stupid teenager trying to get just trying to be stupid and drunk.
Nonetheless, no further action is taken against her or the officer who failed to test her. However, Lydia Badillo took a different, albeit misguided, approach. She was apprehended while attempting to transport 2 illegal immigrants over the Mexican border. Faced with the crumbling situation, Lydia decided to resort to seduction in a desperate bid to influence the outcome. As soon as the officer senses that something may be awry with the IDs, Lydia employs a cunning smile and direct eye contact while complimenting the officer on his appearance.
Are these legit? Because they look fake.
I'm good, but I met them at Club Fuego.
Just wait for me right here, okay? You don't have anything?
I'm looking at your Sorry, sir.
What?
I'm looking at your eyes.
Why?
Because you look pretty handsome.
Clearly, this maneuver is an attempt to manipulate the situation and escape the consequences she now finds herself entangled in. Unfortunately for Lydia, this officer proves immune to such tactics. Upon running the women's driver's licenses through the national database, the officer uncovers a startling revelation. The ID numbers return completely incorrect results, indicating that both IDs are entirely fabricated.
Okay, you're under arrest for human smuggling.
No, sir.
Turn around.
Please.
Turn around.
Subsequent investigations unveil the harsh reality that the 2 women traveling with Lydia are illegal immigrants from El Salvador. What's even more troubling is that they were being transported through a service known for subjecting women to debt bondage, a harrowing predicament where they are forced into labor and sex work to repay their debts. Although Lydia was arrested and the 2 women were sent back over the border, potentially sparing them from enduring years of torment, one thing is crystal clear. Lydia's attempt at using flirtation as a means of diversion proved utterly ineffective in swaying the course of justice. However, the story takes a different turn with the next girl, whose bubbly and flirtatious demeanor manages to crack a smile on the officer's face throughout the entire encounter. It all unfolds on January 5th, 2022, when officers respond to a car accident. A witness provides valuable information, suggesting that the driver lost control of the vehicle, fortunately avoiding harm to others.
Was she in the wrong lane? No, she was on that side. See, I was coming this way right before the curve, and she blowed around me. Blowed around another car to make the curve.
To get the full picture, the officers need to engage with the driver. Upon reaching the scene, it becomes evident that the driver is cooperative, honest, and willingly complies with the cop's request to undergo a field sobriety test. Unfortunately, the sobriety test quickly exposes the harsh reality.
For me, okay? You're being placed under arrest for DUI.
Despite her friendly facade, this driver is a potential threat, endangering many lives. The cop, recognizing the severity of the situation, places the girl in the back of his patrol car, reading her rights.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. God.
However, her strategy unfolds at the station as the seduction tactics persist.
I'm too cute for prison.
I remember you would come up to the Alcatilla with your face mask and be like, that one is so fine.
Yeah.
And then, like, respectfully though.
Oh, yeah.
Even during the wait for her medical examination, she can't resist trying to flirt with the officers, likely aiming to secure a more lenient sentence.
Face mask on, but I was like, that one is so fine.
Fortunately, the officers stand firm, and her attempts at seduction don't sway the charges leveled against her.
I just want to say hi. because you're so cute, sir.
In the end, a DUI sentence might not seem that significant, especially when compared to what Amelia Bassoon was desperately trying to evade, a murder charge. Amelia found herself entangled in the murders of Cindy and Sean Stack, suspected of aiding her husband in covering up the heinous crime. Determined to escape the consequences, she employed every tactic, including attempting to flirt with the detectives assigned to her case. However, what started as a seemingly playful interaction quickly transformed into one of the most intense interrogations ever conducted.
Queens? Yeah. Mets?
Yankees.
Yankees? I think Queen?
Yeah, I know.
I grew up in New Jersey.
Okay, so you're a Mets fan.
Well, we don't have any of our own teams. We got a copy off in New York. But I wasn't really a baseball fan, but I go with Yankees though too. Jets.
The detective kicks off the interrogation by reading Amelia her rights and gathering basic information.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer before and during questioning. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Already, subtle changes in her demeanor become apparent. A high-pitched voice, a timid tone. Whether a ploy or a genuine reaction to the stressful circumstances, it's hard to decipher.
So, how long have you lived at that house over there?
We moved in June, either June or July. We just purchased that home.
Okay. It's a big home.
Yeah, we just moved here from New York.
Oh, really?
As the interrogation progresses, Amelia starts displaying flirtatious signs, subtly exposing her vulnerability, perhaps seeking empathy. During the session, Amelia deliberately moves her hair to one side, revealing her neck, a vulnerable part of the body that people often protect. Despite the dark story of Cindy and Sean's demise, it all began with an equally despicable crime. Amelia, working at Chase Bank, exploited her position to embezzle $50,000 from a dementia-ridden man.
Any issues while you're working at Chase?
No, I got a write-up recently.
You did?
Yeah.
What happened?
I issued 2 checks for a customer, and I got a write-up for that because they weren't in the branch.
Okay.
As the detective presses for details, Amelia's body language betrays her discomfort.
Amelia, I can tell you the reason why we're here today is because of that issue with the bank. Okay. All right. Does that surprise you?
For this type of situation, yeah.
What was the name of the customer?
Gerald.
Okay.
Mr. Gerald
You know his last name?
Stack, I think.
Okay. How long did you know him?
Oh, wow, yeah. Since I moved here, actually.
Raised shoulders, a slight hunch, crossed arms, all clear indicators of unease. Her attempts to appear open and honest give way to visible signs of distress, especially when questioned about Gerald's banking records.
Had you been a banker for him for a while? I mean...
Yeah, so I've been his banker since I moved here.
Did you... Okay.
Since we moved here.
So what happened with these checks?
The detective, keenly observing her demeanor, decides to intensify the pressure, bringing up her son, an emotional trigger.
You have a 7-year-old son, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me explain something to you, Amelia.
Okay.
All right? People do things sometimes, especially money. Money makes people do crazy things, right? Let's be real, okay? We've talked to Gerald, all right? Gerald can't barely tell you what day it is. I think your best bet right now is to be completely honest with us, okay?
The interrogation takes a dramatic turn as Amelia, facing accusations of aiding a murderer, starts to unravel.
What decisions you make here are going to affect your life for a long, long, long time. I think that you had this all planned out, and I think and again, not saying it in a bad way, but this is what we do. Okay, when we make mistakes, we figure things out and go, okay, all right, there's a lot more going on here, all right? And you know whose name is all over this right now? You and Joshua, okay? You need to start thinking real hard and real fast, okay? Who is involved in this?
Fear creeps in as she contemplates the potential loss of her job, home, and custody of her 7-year-old son.
Things got out of hand, okay? This got out of hand. I think what happened was Cindy was asking you for this money back and you didn't have it, and there's some issues there, okay? And things get out of hand.
Despite her assertions of innocence, the detectives persist, capitalizing on her vulnerable state to extract information.
Well, no, this is no, listen to me for a second. This is reality now, okay? All right?
Yeah.
You have a 7-year-old son. You have an obligation to him.
Amelia, scared and cornered, clings to her claim of telling the truth.
No, I don't know anything about guns at all.
Where did you go to get it?
I don't know. But I know he got one. We got into a huge fight about it.
The detectives, realizing the need for a fresh approach, leave the room momentarily. Enter Detective Number 3, armed with blankets and a kind, apologetic tone.
It's too long. I know you're cold.
Okay.
Hey, you need to talk to them. You need to get out from underneath this big time. Did I tell you who they work for? They want you to be a witness, not a suspect.
This change in demeanor aims to set Amelia at ease and subtly suggests he isn't a threat. Throughout the interrogation, Amelia tried to seduce the detectives, hoping for better treatment and a lighter sentence. The third detective, aware of her tactics, plays along, hoping to uncover the truth.
In these cases, you can't lie. You can't, which means holding something back, telling a partial truth, or just flat out lying, that is accessory.
Mhm.
And you know what the charge for accessory to the homicide is?
He told me first.
It's a life sentence.
Yeah.
Amelia faces a tough dilemma: gamble that the detectives won't connect her to the crime, risking felony charges, or confess and implicate her husband, facing the consequences. This becomes her last chance to make the right decision, or she'll lose her son forever.
Well, it's about this whole check situation.
Well, we're not talking about the check situation. Talking about the homicide part.
Mhm.
What do you know?
My husband called these people. He pretended he was somebody else. He got their address and he went over there. I didn't know.
What did he tell you?
He told me that he didn't tell me what he was going to do, because I don't know the severity of the situation. Like, I didn't know like it was going to be to this extent, because I didn't even know these two people were dead until they just told me that.
The detectives successfully turn Amelia's tactics against her, coaxing her to confess to her husband's crimes. Although the charges related to the murders are dropped, she still faces theft charges and a 3-year prison sentence. Meanwhile, Josh, found guilty of the first-degree murders of Cindy and Sean Stack, receives a life sentence behind bars.